got a special treat for you all today for today's video. Many of you know I'm about to leave and head out for 2 weeks, a business road trip / vacation, headed to the National Candle Association conference in Las Vegas, doing a big loop like I normally do, 2-week trip. I'm going to be out, but I didn't want you to go without having some video content. And something I've been wanting to do a little bit more on the channel was some more content regarding some other wax types, specifically coconut wax blends, as many of you are starting to use those more and more. And while we don't talk about it a ton on the channel, most of the content I create does relate to all sorts of waxes, all sorts of candle making. That being said, I wanted you all to have a little bit more direct experience and some direct tips and help with making coconut-based candles or coconut wax blend-based candles. So today I want to introduce you to Bree. And Bree's going to be running the show for this video. And I'm super excited. She's awesome. She's amazing. She really knows what she's doing. She's going to offer some great tips, talk about the process of making candles with coconut wax blends, some things to think about, how it's a little different. But at the same time, she's going to be doing a little hands-on tutorial and talking about it as well, including using some of our newer fragrance oils. So I'm going to let Bree run the show. She'll introduce herself. And if you guys have any more questions or comments about the content from today's video, let us know in the comments. I'm leaving shortly, and I got a long drive, a long first leg ahead of me. So again, thank you. Big shout out to Bree for taking care of this video and for jumping in and being so willing to help. So appreciative of it. Anyways, if you guys want to see Bree in future videos, let me know. Because that's something we've been talking about. So with all that being said, enjoy today's video and take it away, Bree. Thanks.
Hey everyone, my name is Bree. If we haven't met yet, I own Calafia Candle Company and also have a channel here on YouTube as well. Wade had asked if I were able to jump in and create a video for you on coconut wax candles, and I was more than happy to do so. So I hope you find this video helpful if you are currently using coconut wax, plan to, or are just interested in the topic. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is coconut wax? Coconut wax is a more natural candle wax that is made from the meat of coconuts. And usually it has at least a minuscule amount of food grade paraffin added to it just to kind of help stabilize it. It is a very soft, creamy wax, usually an off-white color, very easy to work with, and I absolutely love it. There are many different coconut waxes out there, some of the most popular being Coconut 83, Cocoa Apricot, EC26, and so on. If you look up coconut candle wax, you will find a lot of options. A lot of it is just preference and testing with different waxes to see which one you prefer. I myself am a Coconut 83 lover. It is the wax I have been using since the beginning. It is super easy to work with, really a great wax on its own, but typically I like to blend it with a secondary wax. Because the Coconut 83 is a softer wax, I like to add a little bit of a secondary wax just to firm it up a bit and make wicking a little bit easier. So my previous blend was Coconut 83 with SP 487, which is a really hard vegetable wax, and I loved that blend. I had really great luck with it, but I recently did just change things up and I'm absolutely thrilled with the results. So I'm doing an 80-20 blend of Coconut 83 and the Titan 511-04, which is a paraffin soy cocoa blend. And it has just been fantastic. The cold throw is great, the hot throw is great, the glass adhesion is wonderful. So if you're in the market for testing out different blends, definitely try it on your own, but I highly recommend that, or like I said, blending the SP 487 with the Coconut 83. A lot of people tend to add beeswax as well to help firm it up. So just kind of something to play with on your own, but those are some ideas for you there. And again, like I said, Coconut 83 is a great wax on its own, but if you are in the market to blend and try different things, those are just a few ideas for you. When working with coconut wax, you will notice there are some differences than if you were working with a soy or a paraffin wax, one of which being the temperature. So generally, coconut wax likes to be heated very hot. I like to heat my wax anywhere between 215 and 220. And of course, I'm using my wick centering kit from Norden Candle Supply. I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. It has been such a game changer when it comes to candle making. So for these glass vessels, I'm trying out the Dark Dahlia, the Marinaro, and the Rebel Rose from Black Tie Barn. I have been super impressed with these fragrance oils. The cold throw and the hot throw that they give off is amazing, and they've just been performing really well with my coconut wax. When it comes to fragrance load with coconut wax, it really is going to be dependent on the specific wax that you're using. But for me personally and my blend, I've kind of been finding that 8% is plenty. So that is what I went in with these Black Tie Barn oils, and it's been working really well. Also, with coconut wax, there's no waiting till your wax gets to a certain temperature to add the fragrance and pour and all of that. It is really easy. So I just heat my wax to, like I said, between 215 and 220. Add my fragrance oil right away. And then I only need to stir for about 30 seconds because the wax is so hot. It doesn't take as long for the fragrance oil to bind to the wax. And then I usually pour immediately if I'm doing a glass vessel. I also do concrete vessels, and for those I like to wait for the wax to cool just a little bit. I've noticed with those that it's just better to let the wax cool down a little bit since it is such a cold vessel. So I typically will pour between 150 and 160 with the concrete. But otherwise with glass or any other kind of vessel, you can usually pour really hot and you'll get great adhesion results. Now, as the candles start to set, you'll notice there are no sinkholes. They have absolutely beautiful, smooth tops. Like I said, coconut wax is so easy. Heat gunning is an optional step. I like to do it because my room that I pour in is kind of cold. So usually I'll get a little dip by the wick, just based on how quickly the candles are cooling. So I like to do a quick pass with the heat gun just to even all of that out, and then I'll finish my wick trimming. Another thing to note with coconut wax candles is that they usually like smaller wicks. So you definitely want to wick down from what you would use for a paraffin or a soy candle because the smaller wicks do work best in coconut wax. There are a lot of great wick series that work well with coconut wax, including LX, CDN, Premier, Zinc, Ultracore, HPSP. I mean, the list goes on and on, but you usually want to zero in on the cooler burning wicks and tend to avoid the hotter ones like Eco or CD, at least in my experience. You'll notice with coconut wax candles, after you burn them, they reset beautifully. I mean, the tops look just like they did before you even lit the candle. There's none of that rough, uneven, bumpy texture. So really just beautiful wax to work with. As far as cure time goes, I would say it's usually anywhere between 7 and 14 days, depending on the wax you are using. I usually will do my testing anywhere between 7 and 10 days, but I will also test at the 14-day mark just to make sure that the wicking has stayed the same during the whole 2-week cure time. Now let's talk about burning a coconut wax candle because it does differ from a soy or a paraffin candle. You do not want that full melt pull on the first burn. Because coconut wax is a softer wax, if you wick for a full melt pull on the first burn, your candle is going to be really hot as it burns further down, especially as it gets to that halfway point. So I usually aim for a full melt pull on the 3rd or even the 4th burn, and all of that extra hang up that is on the sides of the jar will just melt down as the candle burns further down. Well, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. I want to say a big thank you to Wade for allowing me to create this video and share it with you guys. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day.